Based upon the continuing fervor and amplitude of the situations in our societal confines, it has been determined that these are the greatest of relatability to most viewers. This is the top most awkward situations that everyone has been in.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
What's up, my dudes? How's it going today? Dakblake here, and today we're coming at you with a very serious video. Oh, is it serious? Is it not? You'll never know. Have you ever been in a class where the teacher didn't assign a seat? Now, I guarantee you, if you were to walk into that class the next day and go and try to find the seat that you sat in the first day, and you found somebody else in that seat, it would be weird and awkward. I've had a situation like that where I've walked into a class and somebody took up the middle seat of the two seats that, I usually save for one of my friends. So, 3 seats in this little row, you sit in the middle. What? Yeah. So, that awkward situation is always played out. There's always a situation where the teacher will assign a seat, but if a teacher doesn't assign a seat, they're assigned seats. You will mentally claim that seat. And if you go into there next day, I guarantee you will think that seat is your seat. Okay, the second situation is holding in a cough. That is the most complicated situation I have ever been in. This past week, I was in college class, and I was trying to hold in a cough. I was sitting there thinking to myself, I'm ready to learn, but to my dismay, I was not. I was sitting there trying to hold in a cough that was trying to get out. And it's kind of like, it's unusual because you're trying to, not cough at all, and you're just getting a little bit of the cough, but you're thinking to yourself, what if I just let one big cough out? And so I was staring at my professor, trying to listen. Person next to me is now turning their seat away from me because they don't want to get sick. But this is all situations that happened in my real life just this past week. I, trying to turn away from this girl who's sitting next to me, didn't want to offend her, but she didn't want to get sick. I'm coughing uncontrollably. So, this is exactly what it sounded like. I was like, and then I was like, okay, need to get one big cough out. One big cough, that's all I'll need. And then people turn, and I still have to cough. And at this moment, I felt like I needed water more than any time in my life prior. So I was thinking, maybe if I just keep swallowing my spit. And so I'm swallowing my spit, coughing up, and tears are now coming down my face. I'm crying, swallowing spit, crying, and I look freaking ridiculous. So the girl next to me is looking at me. Tears are rolling down my face, and I'm coughing, crying, trying to swallow spit to stop the coughing, and I'm not even taking notes. And so it was one of the most awkward situations that I've been in that time because, trying to hold in a cough is impossible. You can't do it. It's just natural. And I don't think a cough just goes away. You gotta have, some water or something else because that entire class was just filled with me, trying to fight back my body. Another situation is being called on in class. Being called on in the class is the worst thing as well, especially if you don't like talking. So, trying to fight back a cough. I'm just kidding. So, if you've ever had to popcorn read, which I bet you everybody's been in this situation, popcorn reading is the worst thing you can possibly imagine. And I'm guaranteeing everybody's heard of it, but it's when the teacher will want to read something on the board or in your book or something, and he'll just go and be like, you go, you go, or he'll go down the line after one another. So it's kind of like a death sentence. You're sitting there waiting for your turn to come. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, pumping myself up. I got to read a slide. So in my class, it's a film class, and so I have to read a slide that's going to come up soon. So he's going through the slides, and he'll show us a little clip, and then we'll have to read a little thing. So every single length of these things is, differing. So one guy got a really short one, 2 sentences, and so I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to stutter. I'm not going to cough. I'm not going to, sit there and, stutter the whole thing. So I got to prepare myself. So he ends up showing the next clip, the person reads, and it's like my next turn. And so I'm like sweating at this point, and I have adrenaline rushing through my body to read something, which is stupid. And so it's getting super awkward, and then it comes up onto the screen, this giant paragraph. And so I have to read like this giant thing, and I'm thinking to myself like, okay, I can do it. And so as I start reading, my voice just starts to get like nervous and and so I'm talking in the middle of class. My voice is stuttering already, and I have to go through this entire paragraph. That is one of the most awkward situations, and I bet you a lot of people have been in it. Unless you are like some top-notch like speaker, I have props to you, my dude. Okay, so the next thing is talking with people, and especially girls. So I've had a situation where in my class I was sitting next to this girl, and then I tried to compliment her. So, and it doesn't work. So this awkward situation went out like this. I'm sitting there. All of a sudden I went, hey, weren't you in a show this past weekend? She's like, yes, just a little show. I'm like, oh, nice. Trying to be all nice and supportive to her. I'm like, yeah, good for you. What did you do? It's like, just sang some stuff. And I was like, wow, nice. I bet you're a good singer. And she's like, well, that's my major, my profession. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, what a douchebag's response. But she was like, yeah, that's my profession. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I bet you're really good. And she's like, that's not what I said. And then, like, what do you say after that? Like, okay, you're not good, or, oh, you're good. So I was like, I'll assume that you're good. And yeah, so, talking with people could be awkward as well when they don't accept a compliment. You know how this conversation should have went. It should have went, hey, so you're in that show? Yeah. What did you do? Oh, I sang and stuff. I bet you're a good singer. Oh, thanks. I don't know. And then that's the end of it. But, that brings me to my final point. Communicating. That can be the most awkward situation. I've been, trying to think of all the situations that I've been in. And I have a piece of paper here. A full front-to-back piece of paper. That is a lot of awkward situations. Yeah. Wow. The fact that I still don't know the person in my history class's name, and I've known her for a year now. How do you ask? How do you ask somebody that? How do you ask? Be like, hey, what's your name? I know you've been saying my name for the past year, but I don't know yours. And then people are gonna say, well, why don't you just ask for her name, and then be like, oh no, your last name. She's told me her last name a lot, just not her first name. So it's kind of like me asking for her first name is like even worse than asking. Or I don't know. I feel like last name is even worse. Oh my gosh, and it's confused. It's an awkward situation. And now recently, it's like these awkward situations kind of boil down to a point. And that's why I'm coming here today. So my dudes, I want you to tell me, this is like a forward and backward situation. In the comments, I want you to write down an awkward situation that you've been in. Tell me. You here with me. I'm open to any topics. I want to hear all of the situations you've been in, because I might not have been in it, and maybe somebody else in, the world has. I have been trying to make some more videos for you guys. It has been complicated. I made a stupid little short video just in the beginning of the day to see how it do. And the comments were like, what's going on? I don't know. I'm just having fun with it. Having a YouTube channel. I am here to entertain you guys. So I'm just trying to do my best. So thank you guys for watching. If you're new, please subscribe. want to find some new situations to talk about, and let's just come together as one. So, thanks, and as always, peace out, my dudes.